Welcome, friends and family and neighbors and hairdressers and folks. Welcome to Should I Watch That? Our podcast where the popcorn is stale, but our opinions are fresh. I am Janet.
Ooh. And I'm Rachel. And hello to all of the he's, she's, they's, thems, and kitty cats.
Oh my goodness. Did you know before we started, I was actually thinking about that? To say almost the
With
exact
the
same thing.
cats.
Ladies and gentlemen, the theys, the thems, the she's, the hers, the hims, the his. Anyway, mind reader.
All the pronouns.
All the pronouns. You're all welcome.
We're
Here we are.
mind synced. Sunk. What?
Sunk.
We're synced in our brains.
The podcast was going great until Janet and Rachel both sunk their brains together. And then it was anyway.
And then we weren't sure what happened. I feel like that's probably what listeners think every time they see us.
And then AI took over and the podcast got better. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So on today's episode, we are going to be discussing the series, the Amazon series called The Girlfriend. Rachel, you have any thoughts of a summary that you would like to share with us?
Yes. So The Girlfriend is a psychological thriller / mystery. It has 6 episodes. It's based on a novel by Michelle Francis. And the key cast is Robin Wright, who is Laura. She's the mom. Olivia Cook plays Cherry. And then she's the girlfriend. And then Lori Davidson plays Daniel, Laura's son. So a little bit of an overview. Laura appears to have the perfect life. She's got a great career, a loving husband, and her devoted only son, Daniel. Everything changes when Daniel introduces his new girlfriend, Cherry. Laura's instincts tell her that Cherry may not be what she seems. And the tension escalates as Laura's suspicion of Cherry's motives clashes with Cherry's own perspective. She sees Laura as paranoid and controlling.
Dun, dun.
And those relationship dynamics, oh my gosh, play out throughout the episodes. So yeah, that's kind of the quick and dirty. I don't want to give too many spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to give a couple, like just to talk about the storyline. But dear listeners, we will try not to spoil too many things.
Dearest listeners. And if I may, can we start with Robin Wright? She was Robin Wright Penn for a while, married to Sean Penn. A little bit of trivia.
Was she? I didn't know that.
So when Janet was a young girl and Janet would ride the bus home from school, she would get home around 3:30 in the afternoon and immediately rush to the tiny black and white television in her room. And she would turn on the soap opera Santa Barbara. And Robin Wright eventually played the role of Kelly Capwell. And that's where I first met her. And I watched Santa Barbara, at least the last half of it, religiously for a while. I don't know whatever happened to it. But you also may remember her from one of the Wonder Woman movies. House of Cards. She was in that one.
I do recognize her from that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like she's been in a lot of things, but nothing I can put my little thumb on.
Yeah.
And I just didn't pull up a list, but
yeah. Anyway,
she was phenomenal.
She was phenomenal.
In the series.
She was also an executive producer on the series as well as acting.
Cool.
Yeah. So if you're ever bored and you can Google Santa Barbara, find yourself some Robin Wright
the
from
soap opera
40 years ago. Anyway.
And if you were a bit confused like I was by Janet's third person and first person switching storytelling, we are the same. I was like, wait.
It happens sometimes when I have a story to tell. That was my story. You're welcome.
It's okay. No, it was beautiful. I loved it. So I would say this show, so it really all centers around Daniel, right? He's got this super close relationship with his mother, which I want to get into. We've talked about this on other episodes, but it's real bad in this show. So he's got his mother who he's very close with, and then he meets this woman, and she's amazing. They fall in love. They're like have this great like whirlwind kind of romance. They just have fun together, and it's so great. Um, and then the mother,
And mother shows up.
and then the mother, and what I thought was interesting about how they filmed it, and Janet, you brought this up when we talked about weapons.
And I got it wrong.
So no, it's not wrong. I think we just both watched them around the same time. So I think you were just combining plot lines. But
Possibly.
what I liked what I liked about how they did this show, they switched back and forth between Cherry and Laura's perspective.
Hmm.
So part of one episode would be Laura's perspective, and then you'd switch to see Cherry's perspective, and both were different, right? Because from Laura's perspective, Cherry is this like completely psychotic woman being very rude and mean and all of this. But when you switch to Cherry's perspective, you know, she has a more innocent take on a lot of the things that Laura thinks are crazy.
Hmm. Now,
And then,
but there were a couple of
but
times when Cherry's perspective, when she did stuff, and you're like, "Oh, damn, she did that." Which, yeah,
yes.
and
Yeah. So I go ahead.
well, I guess, and I guess you have to assume that the perspective that you're seeing is truth, like truth to the person's perspective, right? L-
To the person that's,
Yeah,
yes.
like so. Why would they show Laura's perspective and it be wrong or something? So it's, and I guess there's the word perspective. It's what she perceived, what she saw as happening, and the reactions that she received. Is that making any sense?
But yes, but some of the scenes, though, they did kind of show it from both
Hmm.
perspectives.
Hmm. That's true.
You know, so there's one point, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, but whatever. There's an accident, and Daniel ends up in the
Hmm.
hospital. And the mom is so angry at Cherry, she kicks her out, blah, blah, blah. So Cherry goes back to the apartment and is like devastated, crying, all of this for days, trying to get in touch, blah, blah, blah. Laura's like keeping her away, won't talk to her, won't update her, all this stuff, right? And then Laura finally shows up to talk to Cherry, and Cherry has just like finally left the house.
Hmm.
You know what scene I'm talking about?
Hmm.
Cherry has finally left the house. She comes back to the house, and from Laura's perspective, Cherry's fine. She's like cool, calm, and collected. She's got this nice outfit on. She just went shopping. And Laura's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Did you
But
do you really love
but
my son?
then right, exactly. Like you don't seem upset at all that your boyfriend's in the hospital. But then they show it from Cherry's perspective.
Hmm.
And it completely changes what you thought
Right.
coming from Laura's perspective. So they didn't do that with all of the scenarios where they showed both perspectives, but I thought that it was important to do that one particular
Hmm.
scene, I think, from both perspectives. But I liked how it switched kind of back and forth because there's a lot of crazy mothers out there. And I want to we'll just go ahead and get
Let's
into
do
it.
it.
Laura and Daniel. I have brought this up endlessly in other episodes. There is this insane dynamic that some women have with their sons that makes me want to barf my brains out. And it definitely played out in this show. Like, Laura is obsessed with her son to a very weird and, I think, unhealthy degree. Like,
Hmm.
she coddles him, she babies him. It was like so cringe. And she was like jealous of Cherry.
Yes.
You would see her like staring at them if they were kissing and like, oh,
Yeah.
You talk.
And well, and when
You
I
say things. What do you think about that?
say things, Janet. Um, when I think about the scenes with the mom and the son together, I feel
Mhm.
like he was all la la la, life is fantastic. I've got a great girlfriend and my parents love me and they're really rich and I'm a doctor and oh mom, you're just being silly. But from Laura's perspective, she's like, you are my life. Without you,
Right.
there is nothing. And she's very touchy and
Yeah.
like lip kissy with the son
Ugh.
and
Yeah.
overly helicoptering and overly protect and dude's like what 25-ish or so in this show, I guess,
Yeah, they have to be mid-20s
at
if he's
least.
at that point in his medical
Right.
career.
So it that is a very uncomfortable situation. And then you bring in
Right.
the new girlfriend with whom he is obsessed,
Correct.
and then mom is like, "But wait a minute. Why aren't you obsessed with me? I'm your mother." Because that's not
Right.
healthy to be
Yes,
obsessed with your mother.
exactly.
Yeah, the whole dynamic was just incredibly awkward, uncomfortable.
Yes. And I really felt for Cherry, the girlfriend, because she was like, "What the fuck is going
I know,
on?" Like
right? Right. And
like seeing them interact together, she was almost like, and she called them out. I mean, she would say things to Daniel,
mhm.
and obviously her and Laura butted heads, but they were like but Laura and Cherry were, like, doing it very much sort of in secret away from
Mhm.
Daniel, right? And then they would, like, report back to Daniel in the aftermath of some
Yes.
situation.
It, and I can just picture him being like, "Well, you're my mom and you're my girlfriend. You should love each other as much as I love both of you." And just like bloop doop,
Mhm.
just kind of oblivious to the whole thing. And then standing up for the other one if something weird happened. I don't know. He was just
Right.
oblivious, I think, throughout most of the
As
show.
I agree. As a lot of men are.
And and the other thing that jumped out to me was what I thought was interesting is that Cherry was always, like, buying clothes and leaving the tags on, like, there was a huge
Mhm.
class disparity, and
That's true.
I think Laura didn't like her for that reason too, because I don't think she thought she was
Mhm.
worthy financially or didn't come
Right.
from a good family or something, um, but yeah, to
Yeah.
always see her everything she had the tags on it and all these bathing suits she bought for their trip to Spain or whatever, and I'm like, "Oh, girl,
Mhm.
that's a lot of work."
Yeah. Well,
But
but I also
yeah.
saw it from Cherry's perspective,
Mhm.
right? She's trying to keep up with the Joneses. She doesn't want to show up to a trip to Spain
W
in some like fallen apart bathing suit. She wanted to like look the part of being with this wealthy family.
Exactly. And they were so wealthy, oh my
So I
god,
thought,
their house and the
yeah,
place in Spain, they had the chef who
right?
flew in and the housekeepers and the oh my god.
Mhm.
Mhm. Anyway.
Yeah. I there was definitely the class thing. And then I don't know if this is really a spoiler because they kind of start it from the beginning, but there are things that they kind of pepper in there about Cherry
Mhm.
that is questionable. Her behavior with her ex-boyfriend, for example, they kind of touch on that and some things that she did or said or whatever, that is a little bonkers. But also, I feel like they kind of left it open whether the ex-boyfriend was telling the truth or Cherry was telling the truth about that situation.
But then she turns around and lies to Daniel and Laura or just Laura when Laura sees an interaction happen, and she's like, "Oh, well, that he's been stalking one of my friends at work," as opposed to, "Oh, that's my ex-boyfriend," that I've been
Right.
texting or something. Yeah, so she even if she's not quite as batshit crazy as they kinda make her out to be in some of those scenes, she's still
Yeah.
lying to everybody about what's really going on, which is a little
Well,
suspect.
and Laura was lying too.
Mhm.
Like, Laura gets so engrossed in, like, how suspicious she is of Cherry and trying to prove that she's this horrible, terrible person that, like, her husband and her best friend are like, "Yo, bitch, you need to calm down."
Right. Just love your son and let him be happy. And she's like, nope, not
What?
gonna do that.
Yes. She would
Can't
not.
do it.
Oh my god. That drove me crazy. That part of the show, I was, like, cringing half the time. I was, like, screaming at the TV half the time. I was like, "Laura, just leave them alone."
Like, it's gonna sort
Oh my
itself out.
gosh.
If she's like, if Cherry is lying all the time and if she's hiding all these things, it's gonna come out, you know? And I get that, like, you
Mhm.
wanna protect your son, but he's not 6, right? He's an adult
Right.
with real
He's
adult
an
res
adult
an adult
man.
man with adult responsibilities. He'll figure it out.
Right. And, like, if it doesn't work out this woman, then like, I don't know. This is just wild. But it also goes back to that, like, mother-son dynamic that is so toxic.
Mhm.
And, uh, Lord.
No.
I mean, and I was in a relationship with a man whose mother was not this bad, clearly, but babied him. Just always like nothing was ever his problem. Like,
That's rough.
oh, it's hard. It is rough. And it's like, yo, this man is a grown adult. You cannot blame yourself for his childhood making him the way he is now. He has a choice now.
Exactly. We're adults with adult lives and adult
Mhm.
responsibilities.
Mhm. And I was like cringing real hard too. I did mention that Daniel gets into an accident and then um the mother like helping him recover. She was like carrying him and like brushing his hair and like,
Bathing him and
oh,
uh-huh.
yes, I wanted to puke. I was like, girl, get away from him. And you could tell that the father was like, what the? I felt really bad for the dad,
I did too.
honestly.
Like, it's like he loved them both,
The
but he saw
Yes.
her unhealthy behavior,
Right.
but couldn't
And
stop
he
it.
was like, yes. And he was like the most devoted man. Like he just loved his wife so much and like did whatever she wanted him to do. Like they opened their marriage and then so they had other partners and then she said she wanted to close the marriage. So he was like, "Cool, let's do it." Like he was just kind of like Kikoing along the
I
whole
know. Well,
time.
and he was
I made up that word.
oh, but he was also, like, funding her art gallery,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, like
behind the scenes,
yeah,
yeah.
like, she was like, "I own an art gallery, and I'm having a this and doing a showing and blah, blah, blah." And he's kind of
And I'm
like,
so successful.
"Yes," and he's kind of like, I pay my friends to buy your paintings or something." You know, he's like, "If it weren't for me, the art
Yeah,
gallery would be nothing," you know?
exactly.
And I don't know, it's like
And that
she
was like a punch to the gut for her too.
I feel like she was just sort of living in a little fantasy, you know?
She was.
Like,
That's a good point.
yeah, like, "My
Yes.
life is perfect, my son is perfect, I have a rich husband, I have an art gallery, I have a place in Spain." I keep coming to that. But yeah, it's
Mhm.
like she was in this little fantasy world, and the girlfriend came in and just burst that bubble,
Tore it all
tore
down.
it all down.
Well, and that kind of comes back to like how she was judging Cherry
Mhm.
for her lack of wealth, for her lack of a whatever background, and how she saw herself, but how she saw herself was really an illusion.
Mhm. Exactly.
Or her world was actually an illusion. Her gallery was not successful, you
And
know?
and
So I think
and that's where her husband and
she
her
was
best
more
friend were trying to tell her, "It
yeah,
isn't what you think it is."
exactly. So I really feel like that was a pretty powerful point of the series where I don't know if she realized it, but she was more like Cherry than she wanted to admit to
Yeah,
herself.
agree.
Um, so yeah, I thought that was interesting.
And I don't wanna give away the ending, but did
No,
it
do
surprise
not.
you?
Um, it did. I didn't really know what to expect for the
Yeah,
ending.
I saw it going several different ways, but I felt like it was gonna
Yeah,
be a violent ending because there was a lot of manipulation and a lot of
and there was a lot of
oh, yeah, a
buildup.
lot of build up to it. It was a lot of talk. It was a lot of, kind of behind the scenes social media attacks. Like it was all of this very hands off kind of stuff. And I felt like
Mm.
the violence was the only way that they were going to bring it all to a head.
Well, because the mom at the end really starts to do some unhinged, crazy shit.
Yes. Yes.
So, kind of in the same vein, she starts to become like this crazy person that she's accusing Cherry of being.
Mhm. It,
She's saying Cherry's a psycho and unsafe, but she did some wild stuff.
yes. And the lies, like lying to her
Yeah.
son, lying to her husband. I, I just and at the end of the day,
And the lengths
yeah.
she went to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm old, but, like, that's just so much work. Wouldn't it be
So much work.
easier just to sit back and kind of let the relationship play out and let your adult son make an adult decision? I was just like, "Whew, that is a lot of work that she was
It was a
doing,
lot.
keeping track of the lies." And I don't know.
Mhm. Well, but I mean, if you remember, her life was kind of suffering for that, right?
Mhm.
Because they made they were like, "Oh, when was the last time you were even at the gallery?" Like,
Yeah.
she didn't even know what was going on at the gallery.
Mhm.
Like, she was so engrossed in, like, bringing Cherry down, um, that she, like, neglected the things that she needed to do. I
Yeah,
don't
maybe
know.
the things that used to bring fulfillment to her suddenly didn't matter anymore
Mhm.
because it was a matter of stopping this woman from ruining her son's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah. Any other themes or scenes you wanna talk about?
No, I don't think so.
I don't
Like,
I don't wanna give too much of the crazy
yeah, I don't want
away.
to give a lot away, and it's been a couple weeks since I watched it, so maybe something that I should have made note of, I didn't, and it escapes me. But yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm
Hmm.
done.
So so Janet,
Yeah,
would you watch that?
totally. I think you should watch that. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The characters, the back, like you said, the back and forth, the different perspectives, um, just the to see how some people could be. I can't imagine being like
Yes.
that, but to watch it play
No.
out in a very believable way, even though it was fiction,
So much
I
work.
know so much work.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, go take a nap.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Rachel,
I know, right?
should I watch
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I also say
Yes.
yes. Yeah. I really No, I did. I really liked this series. I thought it was well done. I thought the acting was really good, really
Hmm.
believable. All of the characters, like the actors and actresses did a great job. And the ending was unexpected.
Hmm.
I did like we've already said, I didn't know what to expect from the ending, and the ending was good. I wonder if they're going to come out with another season and what that would
Mm,
I don't think so, but um
yeah.
like I don't know how you continue with
Yeah. I
anyways.
don't know how you would continue it,
Um
but it's definitely worth the watch.
but yeah,
Definitely worth it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It was good. And let us know in the comments on social meds
Hmm.
or somewhere what you thought of it. and what you thought of the different perspectives and how that kind of played out, because I'm definitely interested
Yeah,
to see what others thought of
did
that
the ending
too.
surprise you, or was it what you thought was gonna happen? So, I'm curious to hear what other people
Mhm.
think about that, despite the
Yeah,
fact that our
agreed.
opinions are fantastic. I'm open to other people's
Right.
thoughts and feelings, so yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, I mean, every now and then, you know?
Every once in a while.
All right.
Well,
I think that
thank you, everybody. Don't forget to review the reviewers and preferably with 5 stars and minimal shade. Get on there, get on the social medias and the podcast platforms and rate us, okay? Please rate, review, and follow.
because we love you, and all we want is to be loved in
Yes.
return.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
all we
that's
want?
nice. That sounded good.
Yeah, that's really all we want,
That's
so
we want other things
but I
too.
mean,
Yeah. All right.
short term, here we are.
Short term. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next
All
time.
right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
This episode was produced by Ryan Myrick.
Follow us on Instagram at Should I Watch That 25 and on Facebook at Should I Watch That.
Email us at shouldIwatchthat25@gmail.com.
Like, follow, and review wherever you listen to us.
Or wherever you cast your pods. Thanks.
Thank you.